Well, dealing with deer for the last 40 some odd years, both in pens and also native deer outside of pens. I learned a lot dealing with deer in pens, but hunting in them for so long, we did a study one time on the cones and the rods on what deer see. I actually went inside a deer's eye, dealing with veterinarians and people that deal with this type of thing, and what do they see when they look, which is mainly with the cones and the rods. They mainly see a lot of shadows, light shadows, dark shadows, and they differentiate between what's not natural. So we did a little study with camera to see what camouflage blends in, or what actually is camouflage. And I went to the dictionary and looked that up, and it means to blend, to wrap around, to not be visible. And that's what camouflage does. That's what we use it for in hunting, in the military, and so on and so forth. But when a deer looks for anything unusual, that's what they're looking for. You can take a 5-gallon bucket and put it in a road, and it's something different. It can be black, it can be white, it doesn't make any difference. Those rods and those cones see different shades of black and white, but they see something different. When they see something different, they're very skittish and very wary. And then they go to the hearing and the olfactory, the smell, what's going on, I don't like this. So the importance of camouflage is to blend into your environment. Different environments are different. Different camouflage blends better in different environments depending on the vegetation, depending on the time of the year. But if that deer is looking and sees nothing out of the usual, we found that some camouflage work better in South Texas, some work better in Eastern Texas, the fall of the year, the spring of the year, depending on the foliage. It's just, and they don't want to see anything different, particularly if you're a bow hunter. You've got to be within 20 yards, 30 yards, and most of the time, if you're not hunting in a tent blind, a lot of times we did not, we would just clip brush, get off the sendera 25, 30 yards, even hunting hogs and deer, and the camouflage was so important. When you go to a place, a new place, just like yours here, you can't always carry a tent. Winds, this type of thing, so you depend on your camouflage for the importance of being concealed. The wind you have to pay attention to, of course, for the smell. The hearing is, yeah, it's relatively important, but that eyesight and the peripheral vision that a deer has is unbelievable. Movement from the peripheral. I never believed that deer could see from the peripheral as they do, and like I say, I studied them in pens and then hunting for so many years. The movement, the flicker, and then they turn and they look, and if they see anything out of the ordinary, that's when they move off. So camouflage is extremely important to be concealed in the type of environment that you're in, particularly if you're bow hunting.